What's up, guys? It's CJ and right now I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the real Dan Hooker in UFC 5, because apparently EA Sports doesn't even care about this game anymore, so they just leave the same guys, but, they'd rather put in Sean Woodson than update Dan Hooker or Paddy Pimblett, other guys like that. So we're just going to have to do it ourselves, and obviously I think it did a pretty good job. It's mainly the tattoos. I mean, that's the key. Everything else is like, meh. So, first fighter type, obviously, I mean, we know he's a kickboxer. And then I picked sniper, outside fighter with focus on speed encounters, I guess that's pretty accurate. Info, Dan Hooker. Nicknames and social media handle doesn't matter. Auckland, New Zealand, he's 35, 6 foot, 155. It's still insane that he actually made 145 at some point. Presets, don't even worry about that yet. Skin tone, obviously he's a Caucasian man, so. And for the hair, I did 27, which I guess I almost did 24, but I kind of felt like that may have been a little too long. But I think he's had that length before. I just did this because I was trying to get as close to the his fight with Gamrot, so I just went with that. Obviously, you can do whatever you want. So I went with that. And then the color, you can try to replicate that. Because in his fight, it was almost like a yellowish blonde, but I've seen a lot of other stuff where he's had like platinum blonde, so I just kind of blended it between the two. Eyebrows, if you care, number 9, make them dark. His beard, I did 25 because even though that seems a little bit thicker than what he usually has, the closest thing, like besides that would have been this one, but I feel like that's just not enough. And that makes him look less like Dan Hooker, so again, you can do what you want, but that's what I went with. Body, if you really care about body hair and that's your thing, he doesn't have much of it, so just pick any one of them. His head, I did number 9, which obviously it's extremely morphed. So this is the main part. Because for some reason, EA just has these Shrek-looking models, so you have to like completely change them, which I think all that's normal, but nose bridge 52, nose position 28, all this the same. 76 for mouth height, 15 mouth width, 65 mouth protrusion, 15 mouth upper shape. Yeah, and that's it. Eyes, he has blue eyes. His body, just do the first one because, we know he's pretty tall and lanky, which that's the only one that kind of emulates that. Tattoos, this is what makes it. So we know he has the skull in the front, but the skull is the closest you're going to get, even though it's like really in real life straight on. But just do that and turn up the opacity on it because it's a little bit like faded, I guess. And whenever you put the swords, you don't want it to be like it's just straight on top of it, which it kind of looks like that, but it's not that bad. And there's like sledgehammers and axes and all that coming out of it. And there's probably like a lot more than 3, but this does enough. Just put 3 swords, 1 down the middle, and then make an X with the other ones. And then I picked this one, Thug Angel, because we know he has that piece like by his abdomen, lower abdomen, I guess. And just like stretch it out like that way. And that kind of makes it look like it. The back piece, I just picked this one. I think that looks pretty close to what he actually has. And obviously just rotate and stretch it to fit his back. Oops. His arms, he has like, I just used these 2, but then I made this one a little more faded because I think he just has like bits and pieces on his left forearm. So it kind of looks a little more spaced out and open, which, I didn't want to actually individually put like 5 tattoos on there. So I just did that one and faded it. Right arm, again, the same tattoos. It doesn't matter what you put. It's just more about getting the overall look like of the full sleeve. Because when you're actually playing, you're not actually going to care about the specific tattoos that he has. His legs, just get the tribal ones and just stretch it and wrap it around his legs just until it looks kind of like that. It's just below his kneecaps. Yeah. So there you go. There's Dan Hooker. Then the clothing, like the fight kit, I mean, that's exactly what he wore against Gamrot, so that's perfect. His style, obviously you're making Dan Hooker, so I'd say it'd be pretty smart to actually get his style. And yeah, that's it. So now I'm going to show you guys just how much better it looks compared to what they have right now as Dan Hooker, which is insane to me that they actually, like, just let this happen. And it's the same thing with Patty. Like, they still have him looking the same as he did from, like, 2022. And this game came out in 2023. So, like, I don't know. But here's the look. Here's the real Dan Hooker, and here's the fake Dan Hooker. Look at this. Obviously, his face... See, they have on here as a boxer, but he's not a boxer. So we're going to go beat up the fake Dan Hooker, because identity theft is not a joke. Bing! So I'm actually going to try to somewhat play like, Dan Hooker would. Kind of moves around, switches stances on the outside, long-range weapons. A lot of movement. Bing! Boom! I should have just put it to easy so I could just knock him out real quick, but bing! Oh! Beautiful. See, on here, they got him as a boxer. He can't do all this. Bing! And also, I'm going to show you guys, I did a updated Patty Pimblett, which doesn't look as good as the Dan Hooker one, but it's still pretty accurate and better than whatever they have now. Dude, how many times are you going to get hit with that? Bing! Oh! Jesus, we just killed him. Well, there you go. So, that's how you guys can make Dan Hooker. Let me know if you like these, because I might start incorporating too, like, stuff with the UFC game, more videos like this. I'm not just going to straight up, say, oh, Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley fight highlights. And then it's actually the game. Like, that's not what I'm doing. But stuff like this, like, I mean, or even playing, like, having Mighty Mouse against John Jones. Like, stupid stuff like that. So, that's how you make Dan Hooker. And if you guys like it, I'll make another one and show you guys how I made Patty Pimblett. But that's it. Stay tuned for more videos.